Hi, everybody. It's Region Weather Meteorologist Matt Wintz. It's Wednesday evening. You know what that means? It's Region Weather Live time. We've got several things to cover in this one. We have rain that's making a return after the beautiful weather we've had. Let's be honest, last couple of days have been gorgeous. Uh, so we've got some rain. Yeah, we'll talk about what you can expect. We might have some snow in the forecast. We'll mention that briefly. And then we're going to talk long term, rest of March. We get a pretty good idea of how the pattern's going to shake out in terms of hot or cold. So we'll go over that as well. And we've got a little tart cherry juice on the side. I've got to share with you my Monster water bottle. We'll talk about that. And we'll do it all in this Wednesday evening edition of Region Weather Live. And welcome in, everybody. Hope you're enjoying your week so far. Boy, the weather helps, doesn't it? It makes it a lot more enjoyable when it's nice outside. Maybe not so enjoyable if you don't have windows in your office, like my weather center. I don't understand that. Meteorologists, you think you'd have a window. But anyway, I hope you've been enjoying it. I'm Region Weather Meteorologist Matt Wintz. Want to thank our sponsors of the show. They keep this free. Tiger Plumbing. If you haven't heard of them yet, you probably have. But they're just a wonderful group of folks. I mean, you can't ask more out of a plumbing organization, and I mean that. If you need a plumber to come out for any problem whatsoever, whether it be cleaning out the pipes, we had our pipes cleaned out because my wife, but then there's my daughter who has, a lot of hair, and the hair tends to go down the drain, and sometimes the drain doesn't drain, and sometimes you clean it out and it still doesn't drain, and so we needed to hire a plumber, and they did a great job. They charged me $90 to come out. And they charged me for doing that. You know what Tiger Plumbing doesn't do? They don't charge you to come out, and they don't charge you for estimates, which is awesome. So visit them, tigerplumbing.net, if you get a choice. And then also Griegers, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, big supporter of the show. We're a big supporter of them as well. It is open Jeep season. Take the top off. Maybe not this weekend, but tomorrow you got another day to do that. And they have a whole array of Jeeps, including the new Wagoneer at Grieger. So pay them a visit if you get a chance. They're in Valparaiso. All right, lots to talk about. First thing I want to bring up is, has anyone seen these new gallon-sized water bottles? All right, it's just like the biggest thing at our work right now. This thing weighs like 400 pounds. Have you seen these things? This is a gallon of water, and it tells you throughout the day. You've probably seen that, but it tells you throughout the day where you need to be, because apparently you're supposed to drink a gallon of water a day. I have a sore back just from carrying this thing around, and I'm telling you, the gas mileage on the way to work, now that I have this gallon of water in the car, has just really tanked. But anyway, if you have one of those, let me know, because it's pretty exceptional, and I'm nowhere close to where I need to be right now in terms of hydration. All right, let's get into it. A couple things I want to go over. We'll talk temperatures here. I also want to let you know, if you missed the broadcast on Sunday night, I fulfilled a dream come true. We have merchandise up now, and I really owe everyone a huge thank you, because I mean, like, I was almost to tears. I was overwhelmed with the amount of people that support Region Weather to begin with. But we have a new merchandise line now. I have a little banner that I can run for you. But we have our own website for it. It's shopregionweather.com. And it's hoodies, sweatshirts, stuff like that. I also have a Great Lakes collection on there as well, with some cool sweatshirts and stuff like that. There's, cell phone things. A couple of you asked me for additional products, which I'm working on with our vendor. But we sent out probably 25, I think it was 27 was the final number, shipments over the last 2 days. So you guys should be getting yourself stuff soon. You probably have tracking information on it as well. You should. And if you don't, let me know. But I just want to thank everyone. When we launched all that stuff, it was just overwhelming. So I just appreciate you guys more than anything. Don't ever feel like you ever have to do anything for us, right? This is kind of the quiet season where I don't feel like I have a ton to offer you, to be honest. It's during the severe weather events, the tornado warnings, the winter storms, when I feel like there is more information to offer that's more useful. Not saying these aren't useful. We're going to go over some things, but that's just humbly how I feel. I feel like no one owes me anything for this, all right? I just want you to know that. So I'm extremely by all the support. and I appreciate it. All right, let's get into the maps. I'm going to make this a little larger for you. We're going to start with temperatures tonight because the temperatures are really interesting in terms of just how the lake plays into it. Um, and I just hold on, I just did something really wrong with this screen. I just blew my other screen up to 110%. I couldn't see anything. All right, so these are our temps across the area. I'm going to cut myself out of here if that's okay. Today was nice. We know that. I posted on there that we, had warm temperatures today. Obviously, we're up upper 60s, 70s in spots. And that's because we've got a nice flow out of the south, and the cold air is really up in Canada right now, right? We've kind of cut off the Canadian flow. We've brought in the Pacific flow out of the west. And so that's helped us to be a little bit more mild. But tomorrow's interesting. So for your St. Patrick's Day, right, there's a lot going on in terms of people going out. It's been 2 years since we've been able to go out and have fun, right? Tomorrow's going to be big for many communities. I get it. We celebrate our Irish heritage. So how's the weather play into that? Well, what's interesting about it is that we're going to turn our flow tomorrow afternoon out of the north. And if you join me Sunday night, I was kind of hinting at this, and I still think it's going to happen, where we're going to have another warm day tomorrow. We'll stay dry for the most part. We're going to start to flirt with some showers later in the day. But what will happen later on in the day is that wind is going to turn out of the north. And I'm worried that we have a lake breeze induced temperature drop. And that would be just in time for the late afternoon and evening. The cold air out over the lake is extensive, and cold air is very heavy, it's very dense, and it likes to expand. So if you're heading out tomorrow, here's the only thing I want to say is that we're going to have some cold air likely coming in, and I really think we're going to have a temp drop. I'm not seeing any discussion on it or anything like that, but believe me, I really think it's going to happen tomorrow, where we're going to be in the 60s area wide again, especially near the lakeshore, and then those temperatures are going to crash later in the day, likely into the 40s. Lakeshore first, and then I think it gets all the way down into our northern tier of our southern county, so Newton and Jasper County. So just keep that in mind. Our temperatures will likely crash later on tomorrow with that wind shift out of the north. The NAM Nest is the only model I can quite kind of see that happening on. You can see how we go from the 60s, and then boom, you get kind of this little shadow of the lake effect as the wind turns out of the north. So be prepared for a temperature drop tomorrow if you do have evening plans. And then temperatures stay cold. We're going to be watching an area of low pressure. This is the one that's going to bring us rain later on tomorrow, and then especially tomorrow night and Friday. But you notice how as that flow really starts to strengthen with this, we bring the wind out of the north and east, and that keeps our cold air in here. So we drop tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, and then we stay dropped like 30s and 40s through the weekend as it looks right now. Sunday's going to be recovery day, so we should bounce out of it then. But again, we get cool and we stay cool once this moves in. All right. So that's kind of what we're dealing with that. In terms of precip, we do have some rain coming our way. I think Friday is going to be the rainiest day. Saturday, we're just going to have scattered showers around, and they could linger into Saturday evening. So, if you're making plans for your weekend, and we're talking, Friday night plans, we'll likely be dealing with rain around on Friday. Friday evening, we'll probably have some rain around. That looks pretty soggy. Saturday, it becomes a lot more scattered. So your Saturday evening, we'll probably have some rain around, but it doesn't look to be too widespread. And then Sunday will feature clearing skies. Sunday looks great. So if you have to pick a weekend day, Sunday looks to be the day to do it. So let's time out this rain. This is a pretty compact area of low pressure. It's in the Rocky Mountains right now, producing snow and much needed rain for areas in Utah and the desert Southwest. This will eventually come out in the southern plains. There's not much of a wind flow now. There hasn't been the last 2 days, but tomorrow we'll start to get into that wind flow as this low approaches from the west. And you can see as it moves in, here's your scattered showers popping up as early as 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. They just look scattered. So I don't think everyone's going to get wet from this, but we're going to introduce rain to the forecast for your St. Patrick's Day, late afternoon and the evening. Again, nothing widespread, but we will be dancing around with some showers. The better chance of rain moves in tomorrow night. So this is now Thursday night that you're looking at. And then you can see this low comes right up through Indiana on Friday. We'll likely have a good push of rain, especially in the morning through the midday hours as it looks right now with that. But that rain's going to continue on and off throughout the afternoon. So Friday just kind of soggy, kind of raw, temperatures in the 40s. We'll have that wind off the lake. So not the best of days on Friday, to be honest. And then you can see how it becomes more scattered. You see how it's compact on Friday. And then the whole low kind of becomes more elongated on Saturday. So that'll lead to just more scattering of showers, not really anything widespread on Saturday, but just kind of gross. And then later Saturday on into Saturday night, yeah, we could tap into some of this blue stuff. I don't think it's going to be anything organized, but we could see some gloppy flakes mixed in, just kind of like a rain mix, we'll call it, in Saturday night as that cooler air works in. All right, so that's your weekend. Sunday is going to be much improved. We should see the sun break back out. Temperatures are going to be on the rebound, and we'll have a nice start to next week. It looks like 50s and 60s, at least for a day or two, and then we go from there. So let's talk about where we go from there. I want to show you this. This is really the rest of the month in terms of our upper airflow, right? So the upper air is what drives our weather systems. This drives whether the Arctic air comes south and we get the cold air for a while. It drives whether the Gulf of Mexico air comes north and we get the warm air for a while. This is the pattern right now. And you notice the lines and how they're oriented. It's southwest off towards the north and east. So we're grabbing air from, if you follow this line from Indiana, all the way down into Arizona. This is our zonal flow, right? It's going across the US versus coming out of Canada or coming out of the Gulf. So that's why we're mild. We've had a really nice stretch of days here because of that. All the Arctic air up in Canada. So as we go through time, this is going to take us through the rest of the month, as I mentioned. And we're going to hold this flow for a little bit. We get this little dip. That low you see right there, that little kind of trough in there, that's the low that comes up this weekend. You notice what that does, that kind of kicks off a different air mass where we're starting to come out of the northwest. So that brings in that cooler air. It's not bitterly cold, but it's going to be cooler this weekend, right? 40s. And then we bounce out of that next week. You can see as we go through time, that low pressure goes up into areas of northern New England. We turn back to a southerly flow to start next week. That's a nice ridge that's in there. You can see how our flow comes actually out of Texas. So that's why I think we'll warm up on Sunday and then especially into Monday. But then we get this area of low pressure that'll likely kick off some severe weather in the plains. We're getting into severe weather season, so we'll have to watch that as well. But as that low late next week heads off towards the north, that in turn looks to pull down cold air again. And by all indication is on most of the models, I mean, you look at this has got a very cold look to it. You get the stratosphere up here that is really tightening up its circulation, and you get this big dome of the polar vortex, which is going again. The bulk of it stays north, but all indication is that the end of March and perhaps into the beginning of April is more cold than not. So I don't think we're done with a couple things. I don't think we're done with snow yet. I hate to say that, but I really don't think we are. I don't think we're done with the cold yet either. We're typically not this time of year, but we have more warm days than not, right? But I do think the end of the month is trending colder at this point. So we'll likely have some days, 30s, 40s. We'll probably have some more snow chances before all said and done as well, which climatologically would say, hey, that's not out of the ordinary. But I just want you to know that because it's been so nice the last couple of days. And I know we've been really happy to see the warm weather and have the sunshine. But it typically is a tease this time of year. So I'm just a messenger, just telling you what I'm seeing. I wish I could predict or control the weather. No, actually, I don't. It'd be more interesting not being able to. But anyway, I just want you to know that things, we're not done yet. Okay, so that's where we're going with that. All right, let's answer your questions on your St. Patrick's Day Eve, everybody. Then we'll get you on your way. We'll go from there. All right. I hope that certainly helped. Again, in recap here, in terms of rainfall, we do have rain coming back in. The morning's going to start dry. Midday should be dry tomorrow as well. It's late afternoon and evening that we may have some scattered showers around. More importantly, though, and more noticeably, I think we're going to turn that wind off the lake later tomorrow. So for all you party animals that are going out later tomorrow for St. Patrick's Day, be prepared for a temperature drop. Just grab the coat just in case. It's always better to take it off than not have it, right? So I think that wind will come off the lake and temperatures are going to go pretty quickly. Okay. All right. So thank you for joining us, all the ones that are on here. I saw a couple of you on early. Mark, I like your comment the best here. He says, "Good morning, sir." I had a long week. I did the morning show on Sunday and Monday, and then I switched to night side. So I'm doing night side now. I am just so tired. I'm getting old. I can't handle these mornings. So, for the morning show, we wake up I typically set my alarm for like 1:30 in the morning and get ready and go in because you have to get ready for a 4:30 a.m. live hit on TV, and you have to do radio. There's a ton of radio recordings to do. You have to get your forecasts, your graphics, all the web stuff. All that's got to be done because once you're in the morning show, it's nonstop, right? So go from 1:30 a.m. wake up calls to now I had to be up till it wasn't too bad, but evening. And man, I'm out of it. I really am. So if I seem a little loopy, it's just because I have lack of sleep. So hope that's okay. All right. Debbie says no snow for Easter Sunday. Yeah, let's hope not, right? Easter Sunday is always when you want to wear the new Easter garb. So hopefully we'll keep the snow away. Still a little too soon to tell for that. Kristen says the Crown Point Parade is 7:30. Yeah, so that's interesting, Kristen. We're gonna have some scattered showers around. My guess would be that we'd be dry versus not. I think there's a better chance that we're dry tomorrow evening versus having widespread rain because there is some dry air in place as well. So we should be okay for that. Any midday parades that we have around the region are fine. It's once we get towards evening, we'll start to dot the radar with some showers. But my guess would be dry on that. But keep an eye on the radar for sure. It wouldn't be anything that lasts too long. That's the good news. All right. So that's that. All right. Well, I don't see a whole lot of questions. I mean, it's easy weather. I get it. I hope you found this information useful in terms of when the rain's moving in. I wanted to give you a little something extra in terms of the last half of March, kind of what that's looking like, just to prepare you for some of these temperatures that we have coming up ahead. But I'll tell you what, we're going to be warming up soon. These days are going to be more and more frequent as we go about. So nothing to hang our hat on for sure. Linda has a good comment. We'll be getting my tart cherry juice ready in a couple hours. Good for you, Linda. I've got mine by the wayside here. It's chilling in the freezer. If you guys, I always freeze it too and put some shaved ice on it. Oh, it's just delicious. Helps your bones, they say. Helps you sleep. So I'm excited for you to get your tart cherry juice ready for sure. And anyone else, cheers to you if you have your tart cherry juice out tonight. Oh, Susan, that's a great question. I'm so glad you brought that up because I actually meant to cover that. How much rain are we going to be getting? The good news is we can handle some rain now. We've gone kind of dry over the last couple of weeks. I know we've had some rain and some snow melt, but overall we could handle some rain around. So let's look at how much. It wasn't a ton. Yeah, there you go. So we're talking maybe half an inch at best. So this isn't going to be a big rain. It's going to be more scattered showers. And I'm not anticipating any really, really heavy downpours out of this. I think we'll have just periods of light rain, just kind of soupy outside. We'll have, a little bit of moderate rain here. It'll stop. Then we'll have some light rain. It'll stop. So not a big event, not expecting any thunderstorms with this either, which earlier in the week, it kind of looked like it. It looked like we might have a thunderstorm risk with this system, but we really do have to keep an eye out for severe weather chances as we get in the latter half of March and then April and May, of course, when spring season comes in. That's when we deal with severe weather, and we'll be on it for sure. Mark, I appreciate that. Yeah, we sent that out, so I appreciate your sweatshirt order. Guys, let me know. Those of you that did order stuff, let me know if you like the product, right? I tried to choose super soft things because I can't stand like scratchy, stiff cardboard hoodies and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoy that, but give me some feedback on that for sure. Vanessa, I'm glad you enjoyed your day. My goodness, was it awesome. You too, Mary. I appreciate that for sure. Eileen's asking, what about the weekend? I heard a light dusting of snow out by you in Rolling Prairie. I'm not too overly concerned about the snow. You did say light dusting, and that certainly is possible. We can look at snow totals, but it really doesn't do much for us locally. This goes through Saturday morning. So if we did have snow, chances would be on the back side of the system, which would be probably Saturday afternoon, Saturday night when we get the colder air in. We could see some flakes flying, dusting, sure, but I'm not too overly concerned about snow potential with this. What's your take on? Oh, Greg, great question. My take on daylight saving being forever. Gosh, I hate to say this. It drives me nuts. The time change, it does, especially when I have to do a morning show when I'm already lack of sleep that day. But I kind of like it. I know that's not the popular opinion, but it's exciting to know in the dark of winter that sunsets are all of a sudden 7:30. And if you look at the sunrise sunset times on that, I know the fall, earlier sunsets, it stinks in the winter, right? But the winter just stinks anyway. But you look at the numbers on it, and if we didn't do that, our sunrise and sunset would be really off sometimes of the year where it would be super dark in the morning, super late. And then there would be times when it's like 7:30 in the summer and our sun's setting, right? We can't enjoy the evening. So I agree with how it matches up on the seasons, but it does drive me nuts. It really does, for sure. So I love and hate it. What else can you put in tart cherry juice? Debbie, come on. Well, it is St. Patrick's Day evening, so Daniel, yeah, we can look into polo shirts for sure. I'm just such a cozy person. Polo to me tells me like dressing up, and I know I'm still in my work garb now, but yeah, I'll look into that for sure. I'll leave a note. Talk to my supplier. I know it sounds official. Oh, thanks, Maxwell. You don't have to. No one has to order anything. It's for you guys though. But let me know. The t-shirts are super comfortable. I have the sweatshirts and the hoodies as well, and those are comfy as well. Eileen, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Debbie, it'll melt before we wake up, hopefully. Yeah. So, Mark, it's in terms of the time change, I thought you were talking about tart cherry juice. Um, yeah, I think loss of sleep has something to do with it, but I think it's that, and it's like the focus. Like there's more accidents the day after when everyone loses sleep and stuff like that. I mean, I think the way we present it, news wise, is like it's chaos, everyone. But yeah, I know we all deal with it. But think about the people that let's take professional athletes for example that go out to the West Coast, for a game that's 3 hours earlier if they're going from East to West Coast. They have to deal with that. And if they go on a West Coast trip, they're 3 hours. They have a 3 hour time change for an entire week. So there's a lot of people that deal with that. Business travelers that go all over the world, they're dealing with it. So I don't know. I don't know. It's again, I love and I hate it. I'm curious what you guys think about it, but it's never fun when you lose an hour of sleep. I know that. Are we done with big snowfalls this season? And I can't say that we are yet. That's a really good question. We're typically done with them by now. We typically have over 90% of our seasonal snow in by now. But it's that last 10% that how does it fall? Does it fall all at once or does it come in little hints? So that's kind of interesting question to ask. But I will tell you that the chance of us getting like a 10-inch or higher is pretty low this time of year. And the reason why is that sun angle is just so much higher that it's just not going to last. It's not going to last. And a lot of it's not going to stick to the ground as we go through, whatever snowfall event that would be. So hope that helps. Kim, I just threw it on the screen for you. It's shopregionweather.com. There's a website now. Before it was like Shopify something, because I use Shopify for that. So yeah, and all that stuff's on there for sure. So I appreciate it. Just check it out. If there's anything you guys want to see, let me know. Brandy, I feel you. Kids' schedules do not adjust to the time change at all. And so if you're a parent of little youngsters, it doesn't make a difference, right? And when you lose an hour, you still lose an hour. It doesn't change anything. We finally have our kids caught up to where they were before. So it takes a whole week, right? Kim, you're welcome for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it would be Maxwell. I know. Our sunset would be what 5:30 in the winter time, so that would help. But in the morning, it would be dark till what 9:30. And I don't know. You lose either way on it. Originally, daylight saving was meant to reduce energy consumption by setting clocks forward, extending the hours of daylight further in the evening with more. Yes, that's what I read. I also read it was for the farmers at some point too. But Eileen, thank you for that. So that was original. I don't know. We'll see. Vanessa, thanks for that advice. That's awesome. You guys, did you read Vanessa's comment to get out and check the moon and stars out tonight? It is perfect. Boy, we're still mild. There's no humidity. The bugs aren't quite here yet. Although someone sent me a picture on regionweather.com of a mosquito that they saw saying the mosquitoes are out already. So, this is the perfect time of year before they come out because you can get out and enjoy your evening. So I hope you guys do that. All right, I'm going to let you go. Enjoy your evening, everybody. Enjoy your St. Patrick's Day. Be safe tomorrow. Keep in mind that we're probably going to have some kind of temperature drop later tomorrow as the wind shifts off the lake. It means the world, depending on the wind direction this time of year. So we're going to have another warm day tomorrow. We'll likely make it mid-60s. It'll be a nice day once again. Clouds are going to increase, and then that wind shift later on. It's going to be the silent wind shift that brings colder air across the lake. So you might have your windows open, And then tomorrow afternoon or evening, you're like, wow, did it get colder? It did, because the wind came off the lake. So be prepared for that tomorrow. Rain will move in tomorrow evening. Friday's pretty rainy around here. Saturday's less rainy, but still some rain. And then Sunday's looking pretty good. We should clear things out. We'll have sunshine, temperatures back into the 50s. And then I think we do 60s on Monday, but that's out ahead of another cool down later next week. Okay. All right. Awesome. Brandy saw a wasp today. Great. It's almost here. I don't know why we have wasps, but anyway, that's that. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Region Weather Live here on this Wednesday evening. Quiet weather, a little bit of rain. I like it, but I certainly appreciate the support. All right. Bye, guys.